Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones reacts to Shaq Leonard's Eagles pick, Dallas snub. Recently, the Dallas Cowboys got a bit of bad news when it was announced that former Indianapolis Colts star linebacker Shaq Leonard would be signing with their NFC East rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. Many speculated that the Cowboys could be a possible match made in heaven for Leonard considering their status as potential Super Bowl contenders. However, Leonard ultimately opted to join another NFC powerhouse in the Eagles. Recently, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones spoke on his reaction to Leonard's decision, even after the pair had recently met to discuss a potential signing. "Well, of course, we very easily could see him out here against us Sunday, when the Cowboys play the Eagles," said Jones on Sean and RJ, via Logan Mullen of Odyssey. "I just have to almost step back when I think about man, these are the times we're in when a player like that could be available and pick his team, which he can and does, and be on the field within 3 or 4 days. It's just a unique period of time. Not in any way, if I sound like I'm complaining, I'm not, but that's just unique to me to think he can hit the ground running and be out there playing against us Sunday. Certainly, on an individual basis, I wish him the best. He deserves that. He's had a very distinguished career." The Cowboys might indeed be on the wrong end of Leonard's greatness this weekend when they host the Eagles in prime time on Sunday. Cowboys cornerback Darren Bland shrugs off blip in historic season as Eagles await. From pick six to picked apart, Darren Bland has seen a sudden change in his breakout season as the Dallas cornerback prepares to face A.J. Brown and company in an anticipated rematch with Philadelphia. One thing about Bland, he bounced back from getting burned for 107 yards in the first quarter by Seattle's DK Metcalf to getting his NFL-leading 8th interception in the second half. And another thing about the league's new record holder for interception returns for a touchdown in a season with 5, Bland probably never worried much about it in the first place. The unheralded 2022 fifth-round pick out of Fresno State didn't change his low-key persona as the pick six piled up. Bland also wasn't flustered much when the Cowboys decided to keep veteran Stephon Gilmore on Metcalf after Bland's early struggles in the 41-35 victory over the Seahawks last week. "I probably wouldn't have done that," defensive coordinator Dan Quinn said, "if I was worried about how somebody would react to it." The penchant for interceptions didn't start when Bland grabbed a fluttering ball and ran 22 yards for a score after a hit by Trayvon Diggs on New York Giants star running back Saquon Barkley in the opener. Bland led the Cowboys with 5 interceptions as a rookie last season, and he's the only player with at least 10 since he entered the league. Bland has 13. The NFL record for pick six in a season fell when Bland got the last 2 in consecutive weeks against Carolina and Washington. "It's just opportunities," Bland said. "You can chase a pick 6 or you're going to get a touchdown scored on you. When it comes, you've just got to be ready." Being a low-round draft pick wasn't really a new experience, either. Bland took the only scholarship offer he had, a notch below college's highest level at Sacramento State of the football championship subdivision. He transferred to Fresno State for his final season, and caught the eye of Cowboys defensive backs coach Al Harris. There were 15 players listed as cornerbacks taken ahead of Bland in the 2022 draft, and another dozen with the more generic tag of defensive back, which he had. Bland played all 17 games as a rookie, with 8 starts, and now all those players, and every other cornerback in the NFL, are listed behind him in the latest Pro Football Focus rankings at the position, despite the hiccup against the Seahawks. There won't be anywhere for Bland to hide Sunday night against the defending NFC champion Eagles, 10-2, who beat the Cowboys, 9-3, by 5 at home, but had their NFC East lead trimmed to a game with a loss to San Francisco last weekend. Devonta Smith starts opposite Brown for quarterback Jalen Hurts, an MVP candidate along with Dallas QB Dak Prescott. There will be chances for Bland to get burned again. "I think it's life in the NFL. It's the reality of what these men compete in," Coach Mike McCarthy said. "I don't anticipate any change in the way he approaches it and the way he plays." Less than 2 weeks after triggering Bland's first interception return for a score, Diggs sustained a season-ending knee injury in practice. Suddenly, Bland was starting outside opposite Gilmore instead of in the slot. The second pick 6 came in Bland's second game in that role, the third 3 more games after that. "Nothing changed," Bland said. "Just try to keep that same mindset coming in. Just try to keep attacking and be sound." It was definitely devastating when he first went down. Metcalf's 73-yard touchdown on Seattle's third play came when Bland tried to step in front of a slant route to knock the ball down, not intercept it. He's been praised for staying within the scheme as the 24-year-old closed in on history. As humans, you have 4 pick sixes to tie the record, you can't help but just, I want to break this record. I am going to make this play, safety Jaron Kearse said. With him, it's just been, what's meant to happen is going to happen, regardless. Bland broke the record when he jumped a sideline route against Washington and brought Sam Howell's pass back 63 yards, breaking Howell's attempt at a tackle and sidestepping receiver Terry McLaurin and running back Brian Robinson Jr., who collided around the 10-yard line trying to bring Bland down. To witness something like that from such a down-to-earth, young player, a genuine guy. He's a quiet kid. And he just comes to work, Kearse said. The right person did it, a guy that's deserving, that came in and went straight to work from day one. Kearse is in his 8th season, still looking for his first pick 6. So he chuckled at being asked what he sees as the key to bringing an interception all the way back. I don't know, Kearse said with a smile. He is the right guy to talk to when it comes to that. Whatever he says, it's law. Anyone listening will have to lean in for Bland's answer. It won't be very loud. Rumor, Cowboys could poach LB Anthony Barr off Vikings PS. Could Anthony Barr's Vikings reunion be short-lived? There's a rumor going around that the Cowboys could be looking to poach Barr off Minnesota's practice squad after missing out on Shaq Leonard, who signed with the rival Eagles. It was originally floated by ex-Cowboys scout and current Dallas radio host Brian Broaddus. This doesn't mean Barr is definitely gone, but it's interesting to note as a possibility when it comes from a source with some credibility. Barr spent last season with Dan Quinn and the Cowboys after playing under Mike Zimmer in Minnesota for his first 8 seasons. He was away from football this year until joining the Vikings practice squad a few weeks ago in the wake of Jordan Hicks heading to injured reserve. Since then, Barr has been elevated for games against the Broncos and Bears and played a total of 25 defensive snaps. He's been effective in those limited snaps, recording a third down stop in Denver and recovering a key fumble against Chicago. Barr is eligible to be elevated from the practice squad to the Vikings game day roster one more time this season. After that, he'd have to be signed to their 53-man roster to continue appearing in games. The Cowboys could also try to poach him to their active roster, at which point the Vikings could also make him an offer. If that happened, he'd have a choice to make. The 9-3 Cowboys are in need of another option at LB, with Leighton Vander Esch and DeMarvion Overshown on IR. They were a finalist for Leonard, but he decided to sign with the Eagles instead. The Vikings are hopeful that they'll get Hicks back at some point before the regular season ends. In the meantime, rookie Ivan Pace Jr. will lead the way at inside linebacker. And you fan, what do you think of the Anthony Barr situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.